If parts of your body tingle when you hear an engine rev, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you hear tires squeal, then you've found your new home. This is the Revved Up Garage Cast, containing more testosterone than your listening device can handle. Loud, crazy, but a hell of a lot of fun. Let's do it. You're listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. Now your hosts, Steven, Mark, and Eddie.
We'll make this simple. Revved Up Garage Cast. This will be our 25th episode. We have two guests that have been on here before, TJ McCullough and Frankie the Guy. We're here at MWFA, just behind the scenes party. So you will currently hear a little bit of everybody, especially Tommy probably. He's a little loud. But we got music going on. We got a van getting painted, and we're in a warehouse downtown Pittsburgh. It was a little sketchy at first, but it's growing on me.
Anybody that sends you, don't tell you an address, or sends you coordinates, you should be sketchy to start right there.
Yeah, and he wasn't going to send them out till like the day of, and I'm like, Jason, this doesn't work.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
He asked me, Frankie said, are you going to carry in there tonight, or like what's going on? I was like,
well, we are directly next to a police station, I found out.
Yes,
like,
we've seen that on
a
the way.
cop car rolled up and stopped real quick, and I'm
I was like, oh
shit,
boy, here we go.
They're coming in.
Yep, we're done.
And then Jason's like, no, man, the police station's right there. We're good. And I'm like, okay, because I didn't know, like, is weed this legal? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know these things because I don't
is going on.
Yeah.
And then they have the next door is the Nirvana cover band going on right now. So
Yes.
there's a lot going on.
It definitely smells like Teen Spirit.
It 100% does. Oh man.
Most of them you can blindfold with dental floss.
We just ended an episode, and I'm going to start another episode with Clutch and Devin. We got on to talking about space since they're painting space stuff. I'll ask you guys. I'll start it off.
Sure.
Do you ever think we've ever actually landed on the moon?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Not a chance.
Everyone I know is on this same page. Frankie, what?
My thing is, who took the picture? The guy,
It was
the
like a
guys
full-blown
did one
video.
step
Like-
for mankind, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, who's out there taping this?
Yeah, I mean, you were probably alive when it was going on.
Oh, yeah. I just told a guy
He was
over there
20.
that my first derby car was a Conestoga wagon.
I don't even know what that is.
See,
I don't
look,
either.
you guys smashed GM wagons. I smashed Conestoga wagons.
What year was your first derby, Frankie?
1985.
That's the year I was born.
Oh, my nerves.
I don't even know that my dad was able to produce me at that time.
That was
Serious, he was like 12.
That was a long time ago. I ran with your dad in many moons.
Yeah, actually, he started, I think his first one was in 89. He was 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So.
No,
Wow.
I don't think, man. I'm big on you have to prove it to me, right? Well, because you brought some rocks down, dude. We find rocks in the ground that we've never found before every day. Like these geologists find this stuff, and you're just gonna, oh hey, here's some dust from space. Like get out of town. Like the flag's blowing, but there's no gravity in space. like have you seen the picture of the shuttle sitting beside the car,
That thing
and the
they
car's
landed-
way too big to ever be in the shuttle?
For sure.
The thing they landed in on the moon doesn't look like it could go 2 miles, let alone to the moon.
So the theme of the weekend, we're all going, a bunch of us are going to Monster Jam tomorrow, and the theme is space and wigs. TJ represents the wigs all the time.
Absolutely, 100%. Napoleon Dynamite over here.
So we are representing the space. Clutch is around here somewhere in his NASA suit. There he is.
There he is.
Coming out of the bathroom.
There he is. NASA.
We got Skinny being painted on the back of the van. We got
my.
Neil Armstrong walking over to us.
NASA.
Hey, actually,
Armstrong.
if you squint, doesn't he look like Goku from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Is that a gel jumpsuit? You sure it's NASA?
Listen, ever since he got driven all the way to the moon at Blizzard Bash, now he's wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah. Talk about the way out.
Him and Devin were upset that I didn't partake in the whole suit thing. I bought a hoodie with an astronaut, like on the moon, and it's like some stars on it for tomorrow.
Nice. We wanted to come, but we got soccer tomorrow.
Devin got some like crazy looking thing. It looks like he might as well wrap himself in tinfoil. You haven't seen him.
We saw Devin Schmidt's doppelganger pulling in here, like almost hit us on a bicycle, didn't we?
Absolutely.
I was like, hey, there's Devin.
We've seen it. There's Devin.
Moral of the story is the next subject, though. Clutch was mad I didn't get an astronaut suit. And I looked at him dead square in the eyes and I said, Clutch, have you ever seen a fat astronaut? Man, we were ripping in that last episode and Clutch came over here and kicked the cord.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell went on. But,
I think he spilled Mountain Dew on the motherboard is what happened.
Actually, I heard that he's bugged Mountain Dew so much for sponsorship. We're not allowed to use the Mountain Dew and Clutch in the same sentence.
Yeah.
They've outlawed it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They got a PFA against Clutch.
I got you.
Clutch and Mountain Dew.
No more Mountain. He's still drinking it though.
Yeah.
But where were we at? We were talking about space and all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
space cadets. Landed on the moon.
I was talking about how nice it is that we didn't talk Derby yet in this episode, but we will talk Derby a little bit. I noticed me and Mark in our last episode, you probably don't even listen, but you haven't listened. Clutch is sitting directly in front of
a live audience.
No, we have a live audience. So me and Mark were talking about the 3-card draw event.
Yeah.
We didn't comprehend or think that, like, we probably should have explained to people what it was. We were sitting there the whole
3-card draw.
episode. We were giving them, like, our thoughts on, like, if we're going to run it or not, but we never explained what it actually is. So, who other than the man himself to explain, what's the 3-card draw that's coming at the Fayette County Fair?
3-card draw is you build a car, hardcore street stock compact rules. Now, when you get there, we will pull your team at the show. So your cars, you paint them all gray, and then we'll put them red or blue or green or yellow. But you will actually reach in, and the draw will be done at the show. No more dream teams, no more super teams. These 3 together against the world.
I'm 110% in. I think it's going to be a blast.
It'll be fun. It's fun time.
TJ, it looks like you got something to say.
Well, I was going to tell you, you're the professional here. You got to get a little closer to this microphone here.
Sorry.
You're starting to scare. Now I'm talking to Mr. Steven Sickles.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, we need just a tick closer out
Okay.
there.
Well, I do have to
there
hold
he
my
is.
microphone to my face because it's like falling off the table.
I mean,
my fault.
Not my fault.
No, definitely my fault.
It's Clutch's fault.
So I'm 100% in on this. I'm going to be building the baddest Ford Fiesta around to see if my teammates are appreciative of it.
Well, another thing, guys like you, there are some guys out there that would die to be on a team.
Amen.
With
Yeah.
Steven Sickles or John Howman. Or,
TJ's asked me like 15 times. But
you know what I mean? So some of
I'd
those
rather
guys
beat
may
him.
only have one chance. So some of you better guys, I hope that you do register and give some of the other guys a chance to run with you, get to know you, if nothing else.
yeah, and I mean,
Make another friend.
if I've never met them before, I mean, that could create a lifetime friendship.
You
I
never
mean,
100%.
some of my best friends in the world are, I mean,
You didn't know
from
until you
Demolition
did.
Derby.
Yeah, right. I'm
I wouldn't
there.
know any of these guys here, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
as a promoter, you worry about the nightmare. The nightmare is that Steven, me, and Freebie show up to participate, and then we draw each other. And
My
now
luck,
there's
my
your
luck.
super team again, right?
Frankie,
you know, and
it's going to rain, and those 3 will draw each other.
I mean, because I always said, with Steven and Freebie's driving ability and my moral support, we couldn't be beat. You know what I mean? But no, that you hope that doesn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you know, you could almost like do captains, if you will.
I thought about
you know.
that. I thought about that, but man, oh days, it's 30 cars we're shooting for, and the luck of the draw. Man, oh days. I mean, surely they all
TJ
get.
probably thinks I dislike him because I have turned him down a few times
nah,
for team
listen.
shows.
Wait a minute, he
I
won't
was
listen. He won't
this
let me ride
close.
with it. I've asked him 4 times for a ride now. I think I'm old, and he thinks I'm going to fart in the car.
I think Steven's a limelight kind of guy. He wants to be the
hang
face
around
of
with
the
the
team,
old
and
guy.
with me there, I don't know if he
Frankie
knows.
guy.
So I
hang around
100%
Frankie
would have
guy.
ran with you guys at Butler this year. Last year, Tyler Evans or McIntosh, I don't know if you remember, chasing points down at Butler. I ran the Vans when I ran the Solera. I put a whooping on that boy a few times.
Yeah.
And most people, like, get resentment. That kid was like...
He's a driver.
Yeah, and he respected me and watched it and learned from it. So, like, last year, the year that I ran with Kyle Fields and his buddy, out of nowhere, I wasn't supposed to run that show. Tyler had asked me earlier in the year, and I'm like, no, man, I'm not running Butler this year. Like, that's what it was. A week before the show, I see these two guys that don't have a teammate. I'm like, I got a car that I can cut apart. I hate seeing people left hanging. It's a lighter build. I'm like, I can make it happen. I'm not going to leave these guys hanging. I pull in, and I believe Cal is actually either his best friend is Tyler's cousin, or they're related somehow. So we pull in, and Tyler's like, I thought you weren't running this show. And it made me feel like this. So when Tyler asked me, I had to go with him, and it ended up working out because we smoked TJ that derby.
That's right.
Oh, that was the one where Melanie ran everybody.
Yeah,
over.
I mean, I don't want to make you feel any smaller, but like I gotta be honest with you. I've asked you to be on my team for the last time because let's face it, we'd rather have Melanie.
Yeah,
I mean, like
that's his point.
I mean, it's fair.
Mel. Yeah, Mel.
Clutch is sitting in the audience.
100%.
We have a live audience.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Jason, you need to get a picture from behind Clutch to make sure people know that he was our audience.
100%.
We're live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
I can't believe I'm in Pittsburgh. Like, I would only be down here for, like, hospital, period. I don't come to Pittsburgh. Like, I don't know how, let me show my age. Like, if I got to where the mall was on 51, where the
his reason for wanting to ride with me was because he's like, I can't drive in Pittsburgh.
I can't drive in Pittsburgh.
I'm like, dude, you used to drive derby cars. Like, that roundback back in the day, you could park in the corner and not hit anyone. But you can't not hit something in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I cannot. You can see where you need to go, but you can't drive there. Get out of here. Get out of here. Like, there it is, but there's no road to it.
You just got to picture it like that time you're in Greene County and they're all coming for you.
Listen,
you got to avoid everything.
No. I put it in neutral and waited to close my eyes until they was done. How many Jaegers and Staggers can you put on the side of a Leaf Spring GM wagon? Guess.
That was the benefit of them roundbacks. They took a beating.
They take a beating.
5 of them.
5 on one side or 5 on the other?
The wall was on my right side. The Jaegers and the Staggers were lined up on my other side. I just put it in neutral, kept it running. I said, what are you gonna do? There's 5 of them.
I've been there before.
There's 5 of them. What are you gonna do?
You were the pinball at my show the one time because everybody's like, I'm gonna get me some of that Steven Sickles.
I've been to pinball at your show multiple times.
I think the biggest pinball was the night of Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead minivans, yeah.
Like I would never say this because I'm not saying that you were shook, but like looking at you, you looked at me like, what just happened?
I think I got out of my van and sat in the front row of the bleachers and just sat there and like looked at my van.
That's when you laid over and we were in Cumberland, right?
No. This is at New Alex. I look over and I'm like, where's Steven? He's like, he's sitting over there.
You weren't there. You had Jack.
I looked at him and Steven just shook his head like.
You got rocked in Cumberland, and I was on the wall working.
Yeah,
You got rocked in Cumberland, and that it was a used white van with orange writing on it. Because I was on the wall. You hit your head on the shifter, you even bloodied your.
Oh man, that was
the black van.
That was the black van.
Was it? Okay.
That was the first. I believe the first Deadman.
That was Buried Alive 1.
Yeah, I remember it was a blue Durango that
you're 100%
I heard him
somebody
a few
made
times.
some love to you. I was like,
well, he was loud, so you heard him coming, and like I knew to stay away from it, and I didn't see him anywhere. I pull up behind this other van, and I pull up to where I can't see anything because I pull like the back of my driver's door tight to their quarter,
right.
And he hit me that shot right behind the driver's seat.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes that shot is like more shocking than the driver's door itself.
If you ever want to get anybody's attention, driver's side, behind the B pillar.
Oh yeah. And it was a legal good shot, but I mean,
100% attention getter.
I changed my build after that because I went down and my face about hit the shifter.
I remember.
And then it came back and my head hit the pillar.
Yes.
It was bad.
I remember because I was I was on the wall that night when up with TJ, and I remember that hit. That was a good one.
We've been down to the top 3 twice together, Steven. And both times, I'm not gonna lie, both times I'm like, I got him. Now, and what I'm saying is like I didn't think I was the better driver, but at the time, his car's like putt. It sounds terrible. It's smoking like crazy. I'm running great. Steven puts the absolute whooping on me. The second time, we go back in the vans, and I hate minivans. I hate running them. I get down to the top 3. Steven's wheel falls off. I'm like, I can beat Steven. Turn around, and Steven just spanks everybody on 3 wheels. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Let me dig into my Sickles, and let me say this is a Sickles thing. I've watched that family in those compacts, right? And it's not just Stevens, but for some reason, when they get hot, and it could be
They get better.
No, what happens is there's something that
It's a purple power, man.
I don't know if there's a little diesel fuel in the fuel or
there's gear oil in that.
There's something in that. It won't shut off. It'll continue to. It may not have the power.
Everyone told me to run Bounty, but I couldn't afford it, so I got whatever they had.
Over the counter.
I noticed your other cut. Same thing. It may lose power, but it will not shut off.
Well, so
He's
coming at me, and because he's smoking so bad out of the front, like towards me, I can't time when he's going to hit me. And he's got this unbelievable car that I'm like, why is it not bending? Well, his bumper was doing the job. It was keeping the frame rails. I mean, it was the perfect bumper, perfect setup for the car. And I mean, every time he hits me, I'm like, oh my God, Steven, stop. Well, we had talked, if it come down to me and him, I wasn't going to shut off because at that point in time, you got like the point for like finishing it off, that closer.
Right.
And I was like, close on me. Close on me. He was like, putt. He's like, he couldn't close.
Yeah. So that was one of the only derbies. That was one of the only derbies I got reteched afterwards because John Chipley was like,
oh man,
he's like, something ain't right with that Solera. And then they went and looked at it, and the bumper, like TJ said, the bumper was partially inverted. My frame was actually bent in like 6 different places, but no more than just a little ripple.
To this day, Steven still sends me a picture of every red car that he's going to run. Like, does this give you nightmares? I'm like, yes, it does. 100% it does.
I've had really good luck in red Solera. That was a red Solera Butler.
Hate red cars.
That was a red Solera Butler.
Hate red cars.
Butler was a great run.
I've never lost in a red Solera.
I've never finished in the money in a red Ford, but I've never lost in a silver Ford.
Silver.
So I try to buy every silver Ford.
It used to be like that. I like the blue and the tan Luminas, but now I don't get to run them very much. I can't find them. It's not even that I like Toyotas that much. It's just you can't find a good running clean W body in our area.
It's been interesting to step down, and not when I say step down, I'm not saying that it's a down step, but step to your world. Like your world of the compacts and the vans and stuff like that. I've gotten a taste of what that's like, and it changed so much because I took 6 years off of compacts and never ran a minivan until I came back. So I came back, dude, we used to run, GMs, but not the W bodies. We were running Grand Ams. That was the car, the Cavaliers and the Grand Ams. So like when I come back and I'm like, holy cow, what is this? Like this is a whole different world. And I got to appreciate that there's a lot of fantastic drivers at that level. I remember when minivans, people used to say, oh, well, people cherry pick the minivan class. The minivan class is literally one of the hardest classes in the country to win.
It's one of my favorite because, you can drive aggressive and use them a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ran my first minivan last year at the
yeah, you did.
Fun fact with TJ and minivans. You know, Frankie, there's this one van derby out in Ohio that TJ went out so quick that Alex was actually able to edit it out that he was ever even in the derby.
Listen,
I don't know if he had pool there with Alex or what.
Listen, Pinkerton, the green flag dropped, and Pinkerton had me out in, it was 50 seconds tops. I mean, he speed backed me. It was awful.
Was that your first van, too?
That was my first van ever.
He was like, F this.
I am like, what? And now, mind you, I had just got done riding with Mason Stacy at Bash, and I had broken 3 ribs. My neck was like terrible, and I'm like, I didn't even want to be in the van. And I'm like, you know what? I got all pumped up as soon as it happened. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here and do this. And all of a sudden, it was like just Muhammad Ali, bam, 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 and I'm out. And I'm like, wow, that was fun.
That was a rough heat. Even I got the win that night, but like, it ended up coming down to me and I think his name was Singleton.
There was a white Caravan that night, wasn't it?
No, there was another Sienna.
Was it?
Rusty and me and Singleton. We were going back to back, and there's a video somewhere of me like, that was the only vehicle that I let someone build me. John Shipley built that van.
That was that maroon one.
Yes.
Yeah, when I started many years ago.
What's that?
Guess what we didn't have when I started in 1985?
Minivans?
Minivans or compacts. I was like that wasn't a thing till later in the
So
mid 2000s.
John Shipley, if he don't have to, he doesn't bring seat bars. He had back issues at one point, so like he doesn't want that pressure on his back, which I set him back off a little bit. So in that whole build, I never thought like, hey, I'm a bigger dude. Like I break the seat sometimes. Like,
Right.
I know all that about breaking seats.
I actually learned to love the vans. Like the time we ran, I finished third that night. Once I figured out the shifting, I was like, okay, but I really struggle with the factory shifter on a van. And the only thing that was saving me that night is that the green light was showing me what's the thing. As soon as it went out, I was screwed. Like, as soon as I couldn't see it anymore, I was done. Like, I had no idea how to find
That's a
reverse.
Melanie moment. She
Oh,
ran,
man.
Actually, at your show last spring, MWFA, she ran her first Dodge Caliber. She loves them now. But to go into park, you got to go over and up. So she thought she was putting it in park the whole time trying to start it. She was trying to start it in reverse.
That was a whole different thing. Shout out to the Revved Up GarageCast fan club right now with our crowd that we have. It's grown exponentially. It's actually grown by over 500%.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
We're
have
live in
5 full
Pittsburgh
things.
with
Now
a
we got
live
6.
audience.
Oh, we got Leash.
A live
we
audience
got
in
Leash.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Like, shout out, you know.
I believe we actually just
I feel
have
like
Clutch
Dr.
and Leash.
Phil.
Our wives are with them.
That's okay. That's okay. They bought tickets, so
We'll
they're
take
here.
it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah, where's the guy with the? Isn't there supposed to be some bond to say applause or something?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a guy here, but
See
we're on a budget
Jerry
right now, Frankie.
Springers or Dr. Phil or
Sometimes
something.
I clap so it's easier for me to edit the videos.
I remember the first time he did it, I'm like, what? Does he have like a nervous tick or something? He's like clap. I'm like,
No,
what's
it's
going
so
on?
much easier to edit the intros and outros and like find it with the little squiggly lines.
It definitely made sense.
We're not gonna keep you guys too long. I think this party's about to get wrapped up, so I don't want to.
Yeah. Listen, by this time I've usually got about 2.5 hours of sleep.
What time is it, Frankie?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. That's late for us. Thank goodness I'm staying.
It is. It is. I'm waking up like to go get something to eat now. I've slept for 3 hours.
You take the midday nap? Is that what you do?
Well, no, about 6 o'clock I go to sleep.
Well, I tell all these guys I miss all their Facebook lives and stuff because I'm normally in bed like 8, 9 o'clock.
Oh my! It gets worse.
I finally got to catch part of TJ's the other day.
Oh my.
It gets worse.
My buddy Little Freebie goes live like 5 times a week, and I think I've listened to like 3 of them total because it's just too late. Then he'll get off alive and call me at like 9:30, and I'm like, I'm in bed.
Like, why do you never answer your phone? Because it's midnight.
It's midnight. Yeah.
The kid probably thinks I hate him, but
Nah.
Well, people. I'll get messages at 8:30 or 9, and like I answer them at 4 a.m. or 5. You know, it's pretty crazy. That's when I'm up, ready to go. Get coffee, 5:30 a.m. Up and at it.
I used to be. I need to get back on that grind.
No, I'll be up until 1 o'clock tonight. No problem.
Oh,
No problem.
TJ, have you got to play BeamNG this year?
No.
I haven't got to play it.
I've wanted to, because they've got all the new skins and everything out.
I need to
I've
get
seen
Teddy
some
or
of that.
someone. I don't have the time. I think I'd have the time to play once in a while. I don't got the time to figure out how to set it up.
Right. If somebody could just give me a car and I could just drive that night, I would.
Right.
So much better.
Maybe like 2 nights a week. Maybe like one
It
one
looks
week
like
night.
a blast. I mean, I do catch it here and there. I did drive one of the expos they had it set up.
Yeah, Lee Seeger from New York,
Lee
I think.
Seeger, yeah, and I got to drive.
They did that at the swap meet in
Swap
New
meet
York.
New York is
Yeah,
where I
They
got
did the
to
swap
drive.
meet in New York. I think
You-
they did it at the expo when it was actually.
And you know what happened? The first time I drove that, I do what I do.
Listen,
I
let me
won.
tell you
I
something
won.
about. Let me tell you something about
I
Teddy.
win everywhere I go.
We need to talk about Teddy for 1 second.
Teddy!
Okay? Let me tell you how
Fast Freddy.
every single derby is going to go for Teddy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teddy's wheels on the track. Every single time, he will drive his Imperial straight in the back of our Fords.
He does not care to try and win even in a video game.
He doesn't
And
have.
let me tell you right now, Hayden Corwin,
Yeah.
and them guys, they drive balls to the wall the entire time.
Yes.
It is the most intense derby you ever do on
Yeah,
a video
you
game.
have to do work to survive.
Oh my gosh, it is just
Hey,
full survival.
that's the little Corwin boy. He's the throttle junkie.
Yeah.
He's the kid's a
he drives
throttle
the
junkie.
same way on BeamNG as he does in person.
Wide open. I
Run
mean,
a
when
little
you
bit
see
harder
that
on
kid
Beam
get
than
out
in
of there,
person.
you see him get out of there like you wouldn't know it if you didn't see him get in and he climbs out. You're like, oh my god.
Now, have you ever been in a heat on beam where they actually drive like they do in the real time, where it literally can go like 30, 40 minutes because those are so much fun.
Yeah.
Like when people are like,
strategy.
oh man, it's so much fun.
I officiated one with Chris Marcourt one time. He had a series or something, and on the backside I was an official, so I did the timing and watching and all that, and it was more that real time people picking shots, taking their time, and doing stuff like that.
There's some really talented individuals in
There
that
really
game. And
are.
I mean, if they took the time, and I mean, some of them might build cars, but if they took the time and they really tried to drive the way they do in that game, they're good.
So I actually, I started driving roundback wagons every single day on that to get used to going backwards in the in-car camera, because in a wagon, that's the business end, obviously. And it helped me a lot learn how to drive a car backwards. I'm not kidding. It really did. Like always pick the right shot. And
Right.
I mean, it didn't really translate exactly, but you could really kind of see where you like took bad shots if you made a mistake on beam.
I think we're losing Clutch's attention, so we better wrap this episode.
Yeah, and plus I think, you know what, I sell paint for a living if nobody knows, but Jason over there with the mask on and us breathing all the rest of us.
I was
wondering.
nothing.
The
I was
fumes.
wondering.
Yeah, I was calling him Bane earlier from Batman, but like,
Listen, when the guy next to you has a paint mask on and you're getting, man,
Yeah, when we blow our nose later and it's like 17 different colors, we'll know we made a
oranges,
mistake.
blue.
so real quick, Frankie, anything else you want to say about this season or where we can find all your information?
HardcoreDerbyPromotions.com. Call me. I made those, but we don't close.
TJ, anywhere we can find you?
Yeah, Deadman Derby Productions. You can follow me, TJ McCullough, on Facebook. Deadman Derby Productions on Facebook. April 27th and 28th, Fayette County Fairgrounds, Dunbar, Pennsylvania. Total madness. It's time to unleash the chaos. We have several classes still open, ready for registration. Come join us. Come see either the Hardcore Tour or the Deadman Tour this year.
Amen.
And let's have a good season, man.
2024.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
Amen.
Revved up.
You've been listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. If it's motorsports and life, we're talking about it. The guys have over 30 years combined experience and a lot of winning. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Revved Up GarageCast. Listen wherever you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time on Revved Up GarageCast.